What is that milky-eyed little weirdo up to now? Is he still alive?
Ancient Chinese secret.
It's been another week, let me tell you.
Yes, man.
It's been 1 week since I felt good. Dog. Okay. I know things have gone down in our lives, so let's just go ahead and do this. Do you want to talk about it or no? Or I'll just ask how Hell Yes Fest was. Probably just ask you, how was the fest? How was Hell Yes Fest?
We'll do what we did on my phone call to you, where I'll just bury the lead and then I'll hit it like halfway through.
yeah. Where I totally, when you called me and I totally was not sleeping, I was totally awake.
Yeah, you're like, oh no, I've been awake all day, dog.
Yeah, I'm super up.
I've never heard your voice sound the way it did on that day when I called you. Like that was truly like, I couldn't even do the voice on purpose. Like it was just, and I just woke up and I'm kind of breaking open my
I've been
voice.
told I have a golden hour of sexy voice, and then I sound like a goofy moron the rest of the day.
And that golden hour is from noon until 1 p.m.
Well, it's the hour after I wake up, and to the lucky ladies and select few dudes that have heard it, oh, my God, I hear it's something to be earned.
Hey, we do that breakfast pod one of these days. Everyone will get to hear it.
Oh, my God, we're going to have to put it in the sex and porn category on podcasting. But, so, yeah, man, let's just, to not tease the crowd, when Jim Carrey as Lloyd in Dumb and Dumber says, you're statistically more likely to die on your way to the airport than in the plane. Let's just say Lloyd Christmas nailed it with old Johnny Mockney.
No, he got me, dude. So, no, I'll start with it. So I went to Hell Yes Fest in New Orleans, and it was great. It was a wonderful time. Chris True runs the whole thing. He's great. The club is awesome. I loved the local scene and all of the other people that I met from around the country. And then also, I totaled my car on the way to the airport.
Fucking rock star.
Thursday morning at 3 a.m. I was on the highway, and I was about 20 minutes away from the airport. Came up to a curve in the highway. I hydroplaned. My car spun completely around. I went sideways into a ditch and then back on my bottom like this. God, and then the first thing do you know the first thing I did? Before I called the cops,
jamming out to the song.
I kept nodding. Just I took out my phone and I canceled my airport parking so I could save the $40. And then I called Livonia PD. So it was great, dude.
You're just fiduciarily responsible. Is all I'm hearing. You're not dead. You know, that car's not going anywhere.
I walked away without a scratch on me. We were talking. I was like Trump after he got shot energy, like the whole fest after that. I was like, I shouldn't even be alive right now, so I'm going to make the most of this trip.
Honestly, when you called me and I totally wasn't asleep, and you're like, yeah, I'm on my way to Hell Yes Fest. I'm like, all right, cool, man. All right. And you're like, yeah, I also like maybe totaled my car on the way to the airport. I'm like, what the fuck, John? Like, lead with that, dude.
Yeah, I wanted to ease into it. I didn't want to I wanted to tell you about the breakfast I was going to have first. And all of those things. But shout out. By the way,
you can just call me on the way to festivals to tell me these things. But if you get in another massive car accident, lead with that. All
right, I will. If it makes it any better, I told other people that I got in an accident before I landed in New Orleans.
Yeah,
but,
good.
Hey, we want to do some big dog shout outs. Shout out Livonia PD. Livonia PD.
Oh, God,
picked me
they
up.
Barely killed anybody.
Yeah, I'd say their body count's on the lower end for sure. And they helped me get to my flight on time. Drove me to the police station. Uber picked me up from the police station. And the cop who was driving me was like, so what are you going to New Orleans for? Business or pleasure? And I was like, business. And he was like, "Oh, what do you do?" I was like, "I'm a comedian." And he's just like, "Well, gonna be carpooling for a while." And I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Yeah, you got me, yeah."
That is a big dog shout out. That's a cop who knows we're road dogging right now.
Yeah, he knows the intricacies.
Do you know? Okay, what were you listening to? Before I get into some other big dog shout outs, I want to stay on point with this. What were you listening to, a song or a podcast?
The radio was on, and I'm 98% sure the song was "Blue Sky" by the Allman Brothers Band.
Oh man, that's not a song you want to die to.
Just, you're my blue sky, you're my sunny day.
Actually, you know what? That might not be a bad one if it was quick.
It's kind of sweet.
Just going to heaven.
It was still playing after the crash, which was cool.
Yeah. I've been in a car wreck when I hit a deer coming home in the winter years ago from a show in Kalamazoo, and God damn it, dude! I was looking up some esoteric like Savage song or whatever, like I don't know, and but I'll tell you this much: song ruined forever now. Like I don't want to listen to this song anymore. Fucking dumbass deers killing themselves to my lady techno music.
Well, first fender bender I ever got in, where I accidentally scraped my mom's car up against another guy's car in a parking lot, and the cap over her wheel on her Range Rover just popped off, and then the song playing was Margaritaville, and it was perfect timing. Because I stopped the car and I got right to the line where he says, "It's my own damn fault," and I remember singing along to just that line, going like, "Yeah,
and I know it's my
own damn fault."
Yeah, dude.
But I was gonna say the highlight of the night, of the trip, not of the fest, but I got picked up from the police station by an Uber. Who's this like 60-year-old autistic guy who picks me up, and he's like super jazzed. He's just like, "All right." He's like, "Oh, how's your night going?" I was just like, it's not going too good. And he's like, "I gotta say, I usually take people to and from their home to the airport and back. But when I saw a guy need to go from the police station to the airport, I was like, I gotta meet this guy." I was just like, "Yeah, well, sir, I totaled my car," and he's just like, "Oh, no kidding." He's like, "What kind of car you drive?" And he's obsessed with cars, and he kept talking about his own car. He's like, "Yeah, this baby once got plowed off the road into a cruiser. I fixed it up all myself. Never once took her into a shop." And then he started asking me. He was like, "Oh, your car got pretty good suspension?" I was just like, "Evidently not. Like I'm here right now." It was no, it sucked because all he wanted to talk about was cars, and in that moment, cars were a pretty sore subject for me.
Yeah. Well, seems like you might have to get a new one. You ain't giving any thought to what you want to go with.
Yeah. It's like a friend.
Dude,
telling you to get laid the day of your breakup.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you know what's awesome? Other vagina. You're like, God damn it, dude. No. What other vaginas are you looking at?
I'm looking at an Equinox. I'm looking at a Terrain. I'm looking at possibly getting...
The Chevy Equinox does look like the automotive equivalent of a floppy vagina.
Yeah. It looks like you'd feel nothing.
Yeah, absolutely. You could crash that car into all kinds of stuff. If a fucking Dodge Magnum T-boned an Equinox, you wouldn't feel shit, dude. Equinox is just the hood rat plowing out car, dude.
You'd be like, I might as well be dancing with boxer shorts on.
If you get an Equinox, absolutely, dude. That old fart box. Don't mention it. Well, all right. You should get a Tahoe. Just be a truck guy now.
Yeah, I've been thinking about taking advantage of this whole accident as like an excuse to rebrand as a guy. So If I become a truck
flannels
guy,
and truck guy.
that's
John,
the time. I got the flannels.
Yeah.
I got the flannels. I just need a truck to go with them.
I think it's about time then, dude.
If you wear flannels and you don't have a truck, you just look gay these days. That's the problem.
I've been saying it for years. Luckily, I'm turning the whole Subaru Outback franchise around, one red light at a time. Just listening to Wu-Tang Clan in my Subaru Outback, replacing the N-word with buddy. And like, what's up, dude? This is a fucking ally wagon right now. You got any big dog shout-outs before we get into more nonsense?
Oh man. Hey, just shout out everybody I met at the fest over the weekend. I know some of them listen. I don't know if most of them do.
Really?
Oh, and specifically, shout out Johanna.
Yeah, fuck yeah! Shout out Joe.
Shout out Joe, because she's the only other Michigan person, current Michigan comic who went. We ended up on the same exact flight there, so she was the first person I told in person about the car accident. Her and her boy Ross, both really cool.
You got to meet Ross.
I got to meet Ross. I love Ross. He spoke very highly of you. He talked.
Oh, rad,
he
man.
wouldn't shut up about you, dude.
Dude, we vibed a little bit. I met him when they were in Chicago a couple weeks back.
Yeah, they talked about that. Yeah, and no, we had a great time. I saw Madison Thomas there too. It was good to see her.
Oh, no way! Does she live down there now?
She lives in. She lives about an hour and a half away. She lives in Fort Lauderdale. No, not Fort Lauderdale. Fort something. What's the fort that's near New Orleans?
Hey, we can just say she's one parish over. I know Louisiana talk. She about one parish on over.
You gotta talk like there's gumbo currently in your mouth.
I got a couple sausages back in my throat. Dude, when we were at Ozone and that fucking Cajun guy was just talking to me, being heckled by a Cajun is such a fucking odd thing where I'm like, I have to actively listen to what you're saying because he was talking in 3 languages incorrectly. I'm like, this is impressive. Like,
no, I was amazed in the city of New Orleans, and this was my second time there, and I love the city. I think it's awesome.
Yeah, New Orleans rules.
It's a city where every day is Friday. It's one of the greatest cities in the world. But in the actual city, you don't get a lot of Cajun accents. I feel like it's a lot of people talk normal because it's a city. You know, people are from all over. It's more of a melting pot.
Right.
But every now and then you meet like Wilford Brimley from Hard Target, and you're just like, whoa, I'm gonna be solving some riddles today. I'm gonna have to do a whole National Treasure expedition to figure out what you're trying to say to me. So that was cool.
Dude, it is funny that you mentioned that because like city accents, like even Chicago people or Boston, New Orleans, all that stuff. You almost have to go to like a neighborhood where they're like, oh, this is where they actually live. Like, this is where that accent is actually from.
Yeah, dude. If you think Midwest is the Chicago accent, like, go to Gary, Indiana. You know?
Yeah, dog. Every now and again, I'll see like an old fucking beat cop around town, and he's got that like fucking. Dude, I don't give a fuck anymore. And you're like, oh shit! Like, okay, this guy's in it for the paycheck. But no, man. Shout out Joe and Ross. That's rad that they were down there.
Yeah, Joe, Ross, Madison, Chris True runs the fest. Awesome. We did this great. So I did a bunch of really good shows, but one of the standouts, funny enough, Saturday at 4 p.m. is this thing that Chris runs called the Open Mic from Hell. And he has a panel of what he calls Hellraisers, which are comics, and then he draws names of people who signed up, and you go up and you get like 2 minutes to do your set, but you have to do it with a certain challenge. So it might be like you have to do it with this puppet and do it as a ventriloquist, or you have to do it as like a 1950s detective, or like they have like a bunch of challenges, and then the Hellraisers each have their own that they've like picked. So it's so funny. It probably the most like chaotic thing we did in terms of actual shows. I got to I got to close it out. They brought me on and two other comics, and the challenge was we each did 1 minute of our act, and then they reassigned the minute to each of us. So then somebody else had to do my minute again, and then I had to do someone else's minute. And it's probably the most I killed the whole weekend. Like, more than my actual material. Like, I did better doing my own version of this other guy's set.
Well, man, I think that's just a fun show because it's still like stand up by heart, but has aspects that make it unique and silly.
Yeah,
like late breakfast. Have you ever heard of that? Late breakfast is a lot of fun.
I've heard of it.
Shout out Danny from Denver. He's one of the guys that runs it. But yeah, that's a good show. It's kind of in the same vein where it's like you'll have to do something ridiculous on stage.
Yeah.
Last big dog shout outs is shout out Brady Keene. I'm gonna text you back, pal. He texted me this morning just asking how I'm doing. Like, thanks, Brady.
Oh man, I forget to text Brady back a lot too.
He's such a sweetheart. He'll
sweet.
pop up, just like, hey, thinking of you. I'm like, oh, thanks, Brady. So shout out Brady. Shout out old Lukey Nesbitt. He's a long time.
The Nesbur dude. Luke Nesbitt's coming. Dude. He's coming back full swing on comedy. Have you heard this?
No. Is he back at it like a bad habit?
He's back at it like a bad habit. He's I don't know if I'm at liberty to say, but he's on a show with me coming up that he told me, and his exact words. Hey, let me actually pull up his exact words because
all right. Yeah,
it made me
not paraphrase good friend Luke Nesbitt's
no,
words about coming back.
I pumped my fist in the air when he said this. He said. He said, "Oh, also, I want to hit Crunchies on Monday. I want to try and double dip on Max 2 and try to get as many reps before that show. Fully addicted to comedy again." And I said yes in all caps, and I said, "Come back."
There it is. That's never good though. That's
a terrible sign.
Back into heroin. I'm like, oh no, Luke. You were out, dude.
It's like when John Wick comes back to the Continental and they're like, "You got out once before."
Yeah, it's like he's not getting out again, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, that's rad. That does make me happy. But
have we checked in on
that dumb bastard Zachary Burkar? We got to get. That's almost like letting Carnage back out, though, dude. That's. Luke coming back's just a Ninja Turtle that you're like, yeah, all right, that's back in the squad. You get Burkar back in a big way. I'm like, what have we done to the world?
Bringing Burkar back would remind me, there's a scene at the end of the film Godzilla Final Wars. And it's through like 2/3 of the movie, these monsters have just been wrecking the entire Earth. And they're like, the only guy who can save us is Godzilla. And they awaken Godzilla from his slumber. And like it opens up, and he like comes out slowly, and these guys are looking up at him and going like gulping, going like, maybe this wasn't a good idea. And then Godzilla immediately just starts like breathing his radioactive beam over everybody, and that's exactly what Bakar would do. Well, except the radioactive beam would become. But that's
also, I don't think Zach would be playing Godzilla in that movie, but the many Asian men on the ground.
Oh, is this a good idea? Dude, last night at Crunchies, Nick brought me up saying this guy's Asian. Like, I just want to warn you that he's Asian. And so I went up and because he queued me up for it, I did a little bit of hello, and then got an applause break. Like, people lost their minds. And then after that, Nick started, like, as a running gag, bringing up that each of the next comics is Asian, and he brings up Gunnar Whitley, and he was like, this next comic is also Asian, give it up for Gunnar Whitley. And Gunnar comes up to the stage, and then we all start thinking, oh, do the voice. And Nick, as Nick walks by him, he goes like, do the voice, and then we're all like in the back like this, and he grabs the mic, and then just like for a second he's like, hello, I'm Gunnar, and then in the back we all went, oh! We all started cheering.
Dog, I miss that because people here are asking me right now. They're like, "Is it Lou or Louie or is it Lewis?" And I go, "Well, actually, my friends call me Rui Mackerel." And it's hitting about 50% of the time.
You should try signing up for the All Asian show at the Lincoln Lodge and dump that one.
I know Will. Will's good people.
Will's great. I love Will. Will Pake.
Will Pake rules, man.
Yeah.
Shout out Will Pake. Just all the big dogs, dude. We got
all of them,
Big
man.
Dog Pierpoint. Shout out to Pierpoint. He's pointing on Piers, baby. He's still doing work. Love that.
Oh, a couple. I wanted to mention a couple people that I didn't shout out, but like significant people from the fest. Rashid Wesley Jr.
Hang on now. Are these people tuning in, or are we just playing lip service of not big dogs right now?
Oh, that's a good point. Oh, actually, I think this guy's gonna listen.
All right.
No,
take it all back.
Sorry, just this one other guy, Dash Renaud, I think Renaud, his last name. But California guy, San Francisco, awesome, great guy, and I actually think he would listen because he seems like he would have the time to do it.
I feel like I know Dash.
You might know Dash.
Yeah.
Let me see if you follow him.
Kind of shorter guy, sideburns.
I don't know if he has sideburns.
Well, Dash could have changed. I can't imagine there's more than one Dash from the West Coast doing comedy.
Yeah, probably not. It's probably the same guy. Oh, and this guy, Jonah Nye, he's an Asian guy. Super handsome, absurdly handsome, skinny little Asian guy. He looks exactly like the actor John Cho from Harold and Kumar.
Okay, yeah.
And
Nice.
he's 45 years old, and it pissed me off
I don't
so
think you
much.
can call
dude.
him a little guy. Then that's a man.
No, it's a
little
man.
guy. It's
He
a
looks
grown
he
man.
looks like he could be my child. It drove me insane.
Well, yeah, he got that Yang. He's got that Yang effect.
He's got that Yang effect. Also, he's
Yang's
gay.
gonna-
He's gay like Andrew Yang as well. So
Well,
I think
all right,
that
I'm going to
that
tell
gay
you right
gene-
now, gay dudes that take care of themselves immediately, doesn't matter what they are, automatically looking 10 years younger. They're out of control. It's, they say black don't crack. It's like, dude, but gay dudes are on top of looking good if they take care of themselves well.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you see some real Honey the Poos out here where it's like, whoa, that guy let it go. He's just walking around Andersonville looking for boys. Sometimes the trains are scary at night here.
They are.
Yeah, because I will say this: the women of West Hazlitt.
Wait, can I take this? I've been
women.
I've been having some little ventures with some freaky Chicago girls, and I realized that pegging isn't that gay. That bit, you remember that bit?
Who was that? No.
You don't remember that famous video of the guy at the Laugh Factory?
Oh, where he falls off stage.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry, I did a bad fall. I just ducked, but he was
It's
like,
okay.
like pegging's not that gay. Like that.
Yeah. That is actually kind of legendary.
Yeah.
I didn't see. I didn't
You
see a
should
guy
put him in
fall
the
off
thumbnail.
stage.
Put him in the thumbnail.
If we can find him, yeah, send me the video.
I'll send
and
you
then
the video.
Name of the video: Pegging's not gay. Title, got it.
We got it.
Pegging is not gay. I don't know. Let's go into it. Do you think it's gay?
Yeah. Move on.
I disagree.
No, don't disagree.
You don't want. I
don't wanna keep talking
Not
about it.
yes, Andy. You don't want to talk about pegging?
No, I'll talk about it. Hey, dude,
Is
this
there-
is a no
hey,
holds barred podcast. We can talk about anything.
Nah, I feel like if it's because your mom listens, I respect that.
Oh, okay. So, Mom, if you're listening, never been pegged. I've never been pegged. Never have been. Never will. Doesn't matter. You don't have to try everything to know you won't like it. Is what I always say.
I don't know, man. Sean Connery's best James Bond flick is Never Say Never, and
It is not his best James Bond flick.
It's
This is
his
one of his
best
worst
one.
ones.
nah, everybody unanimously agrees it's his best work.
Okay, here's my stance on pegging, and actually, this reminds me of when Jim Norton.
You look like Jordan Peterson, deep in
Well,
thought right
here's no one could say that pegging is homosexual, and
Well, it all depends on who's doing the pegging and being pegged. It's a fundamental question. Because if it's a man pegging another man, well then perhaps yes. Is he using his penis or is he pegging him with a foreign object? It's all consequential.
it doesn't matter the bloody penis. You know, you could say bloody. I don't know, but I wanted to point out. So Jim Norton was on We Might Be Drunk, and he brought his wife with him, and his wife is trans, right?
Yeah.
Very cis-passing trans woman, right? For the most part, but all the comment, and they talk about how she's trans.
I want to pause for a second. I said yeah, like I knew. I did not know that.
Oh, you didn't know that? Well, Jim Norton infamously loves trans women. Like that's.
I knew he was kind of a sexual deviant.
Yeah,
because he would talk about like the cat house, Nevada place. And he talks about having sex with people with Ron Jeremy. So I'm like, this is probably.
Ew. Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's awful.
Yeah. I probably listened to what is it? Old radio show with Norton was always on. The two
Opie and Anthony.
Yeah, I would listen to Opie and Anthony way too early, so I know too much about Jim Norton's past sexual endeavors.
So I was looking at the comments on this clip of him on We Might Be Drunk, and he's there with his trans wife, and all of the comments are like, they're definitely coming from like transphobic guys, like trying to make a point of like a trans woman's not a woman. So they're all going like, oh, didn't know Norton was gay. Oh, wow, I guess Norton's gay. And they're saying all this. And it's like, look, it's not gay. Like it's something. Because if he's specifically attracted to women with penises, it's something. I wouldn't say it's 100% straight. But it's not gay. If he was gay, he'd be banging dudes, like jacked, short hair, masculine dudes. Like,
well, do you remember Sammy T's opener in Toad's Morale? It's pretty incredible.
I don't remember what he
opens
with,
but it's within the first couple of minutes where he does talk about how incredibly attractive trans women are now. Because just these horny nerds have been working on it forever, and he's like, buddy, if you can't get hard for a trans lady, then you are gay. It's like it's an incredible bit. Yeah,
that's a great bit. Well, yeah, because eventually it comes to the point like Hunter Schafer from Euphoria, you know, like. I'll see like transphobic guys comment on stuff with her going like, oh, look at that man. I'm like, shut up, dude. You would not know.
If you were lonely in a grocery store, you're like, get a load of this beautiful blonde lady.
Yeah.
What are you doing, lady? Get out of town, dude. It's been a far cry since the 80s of like hello, young man. You're like, oh god, like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And those ladies led the way.
Well, you know? even not that long ago, like Walton Goggins and Band of Brothers or whatever was like the portrayal of a trans woman for so long.
Who the fuck? Walter Goggins?
Walton Goggins. Wait, did I say Band of Brothers?
That?
No, it wasn't Band.
Yeah,
Sons of Anarchy. I used to get those.
I fuck them up all the time. It's just bros taking care of business.
But my point here at the end of the day is like, yeah, so thinking Hunter Schafer's hot is not gay because that's a woman, you know? Right. But like, if you only seek out trans women, then I wouldn't say it's gay, but it's something, right?
Wouldn't that,
Jim Norton's something.
Wouldn't that be a fetish?
It probably a
Would that
fetish.
not be a fetish?
Yeah. So
Maybe.
I'm inclined to say like pegging, getting pegged. Like if you let a woman peg you, and I say this as an
Full
expert.
circle. Love it, John. Love
This
it.
is the conclusion. All right. So we went into my evidence, and now we're back to the conclusion. The point here is that it's not gay because it is, you are choosing to be with a woman, but it is something. It's something that's
Yeah.
not entirely straight. There's some other thing there. So yeah, maybe that's my answer. Pegging's not gay, but it's not straight either.
Okay. I was going to ask a follow-up question, Your Honor, but I think I'm going to let this rest. I think my guy, solid point. All right, follow-up question. Do you think shoving stuff up your dumpy as a fella is gay?
That would entirely mean by what you mean by shoving.
Forcefully penetrating your butthole for the sake of it feeling good.
Well, I don't know if I ever told you this before, but
Holy shit, where are we going now, John?
No, it's not that big of a deal. I used to. So I was born without a butthole. You're aware of this.
Yeah.
I don't know if the audience is, but I was born that way, and so they had to,
I know how to make an asshole, John.
They had to open me up. Yeah, we all learned. Anybody who was like a Cub Scout learned how to make an asshole.
Yeah.
But
I took home economics.
Something my dad had to do as I was a young baby is he had to exercise my sphincter muscles. They got like tools. They had to put in my little baby butthole to make sure I was able to push poop out. Right. So my point is.
John, God damn it, I'm a visual learner, dude.
My point is,
fucking brain was wide open, dog. What the fuck?
It's not gay as long as your dad is doing it. That's
I don't. God damn it, dude.
Oh, is that the line? Are we triggered? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought this was a comedy show. Whoa.
Yeah, I'm a little. Yeah. I know so much. Everybody knows so much right now. And first of all, your dad's a saint. Because it's like, all right. And, if I was a dad, I'd be like, yeah, whatever. You just got to do this for my boy. But, man, oh, man.
Big dog shout out, my dad.
Yeah, dude. John Mock, way to go.
Yeah.
I hope every time you push out a real fresh one that feels good, you go, thank you, Pop. You know what I mean?
Well, you know what's funny? My dad told me that he had to do this like every day, and then I mentioned that to like very recently. I mentioned that to a doctor friend, and he was like, "Oh, he didn't have to do that." So,
I don't think your dad was just fucking going for it. Like, no, I have to do this.
I'm just kidding, dude. I don't have a doctor friend. I made that up for the bit. That's all.
That one fucking. You're gonna have to. I'm underfed right now. I'm hungry. I'm leaning up. I'm angry. So watch out, world. I think I'm just gonna do what every big city angry person does and start muttering shit on the train.
It's that, or you go full Michael Douglas and falling down.
Well, I'm heading to the Laugh Factory tonight, so maybe I go with a different Michaels maneuver. I do believe that was Laugh Factory LA, though, so luckily that stage doesn't seem sullied.
Oh, Michael Richards, yeah.
Yeah, Michael
that
Richards.
Was it the LA Laugh
I think
Factory?
so. I would be shocked if he did that, if he flew to Chicago to end his career.
It definitely wasn't Chicago because you can just tell it's not the same stage. So
yeah, no.
That'd be great,
also because Chappelle did the follow-up, and I think that was in L.A. Or he didn't do the follow-up immediately, but like a couple of years,
iconic.
Later, which
that
every time is so fucking funny.
Every time I look at this, I think about Kramer fucking up.
Kramer, you motherfucker. But then, I found out I was about 80% comedian because I'm like, don't let him break you, Kramer.
Yeah, he's having a bad set.
I'm going to get him next show. There ain't going to be a next show, Kramer.
That's legitimately maybe out of all his specials and stuff, I think that's my favorite Chappelle bit, like, ever.
Yeah,
is him talking about Kramer.
It's a good 10-minute little clip there, dude.
Also, it has he says something in that clip that I say this every time we're at Crunchies. Like, it's like a catchphrase where he looks down and he goes, "That's fine. I don't have any material. That's for pussies." And like, that's like I'll do that. Like, if somebody goes up at Crunchies and they clearly haven't prepared anything, I'll like whisper that to someone. Like,
dude, that's something that at an open mic would drive everybody crazy, but as a professional working comic is very funny to say.
yes. No, because if you because he doesn't mean that. Well, like he kind of means it, but he knows that's like the wrong thing, and that's why it's funny. Whereas
it's a
like
little cheeky,
other guys go up and they're like, "Comedy's just about fucking going up there, dude. I just gotta put on my little newsboy hat and just fucking go to town, dude."
Luckily, haven't run into a lot of that out here yet.
I don't think that exists out there as much. I think
that gets stomped out pretty quick.
Right.
You definitely have fucking insane people, but
oh yeah,
like that's like a middle, like I don't know. Those are the bros that show up to like
You have insane people with work ethic is the thing. People that are still
crazy.
Preparing and working, and it's like I think it's also that. Yeah, the fact that it gets stomped out, I think that there's just enough people there. Like, almost everybody who's doing it there to some extent takes it seriously, and they're less likely to tolerate people like that, Whereas, like, in Michigan, there's a little bit, and Michigan, we always say it has a really good scene. There's more wiggle room to just kind of do bullshit.
Michigan has an incredible scene, and I'm loyal to soil. Like, because even now, some people I think still kind of remember like the Michigan scene of old. You know what I mean? Like before our time.
Sure.
And I don't know it, but like now I'm like, nah, dude, our show's kind of ripped. The independent shows rip. The clubs are actually all pretty good.
All of our clubs are
better.
good.
Yeah, I would say some better than others, but it's like not any of the clubs in the state right now of like I think it's 5 big ones: D-Hawk, Castle,
Grins,
Ann Arbor, Grins, Stans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
of them.
I will say there's a weak link in there, but I won't say which one it is.
But it's still fun.
It's
still fun.
It's still a good
and
time.
it's also not a nightmare. Because there are places, there are nightmare clubs where you're like, God damn it. Like,
there's clubs where you're like, how is this still going? Because when we have nightmare clubs in Michigan, they're gone fast. They don't. There's a couple that spring to mind, but they don't spend a lot of time out there.
No, it's not a state that's privy towards hemorrhaging money into a business. It's like, man, it's gone. But no,
and like that, it's gone. I was doing the ending of the Usual Suspects.
Hey, could you make me some coffee? I'm real thirsty. That's immediately the way he delivered that line. I was like, that's a sex criminal right there.
But god damn it, is he good?
Oh, yeah. But if anybody's like, I'm thirsty, I'd like a coffee, I'll be like, I'll be right back. I gotta go call the police. Like, hey, I don't know if you guys are looking for a clubfoot killer or rapist, but I think I found him. Like, he's gonna try and Kaiser Sose his way out of here.
Do the old. Hey, for the people listening in their car, I just did a pitch perfect impression of Kevin Spacey at the end of The Usual
pretty
Suspects.
Incredible. You're gonna want to start the whole episode over to catch it.
That was me walking out of my car to get into the car to go to New Orleans. I like stumbled out of the wreckage. And
Doug,
I just
that
went,
is
lit a cigarette.
Fucking wild that you just totaled a car and then got on an airplane like,
like nothing even happened.
I'm leaving all my problems in Livonia. Oh my god, dude!
Yeah.
Out of control. All right, that's all good and fun, man. Are you you geared up? You geared up for the holiday season?
Yeah. I got some decorations around. You can't see them where you are, but I'm getting pretty decked out.
I can tell by your vibe, but no, because I should be home relatively soon. So
Nice.
We'll get a couple in-persons. Shout out to Eric Laux. We'll get we'll meet at his place.
Shout out Laux. Yeah, no, I'd love to meet Eric. So we'll get Eric on. Yeah, well, I guess we should confer with him. But
he's listening. He's one of the
Eric. If you're listening, just text us back Y or N. All right.
And that's it. Or stop for us to stop doing this.
Text stop for us to end the podcast today.
Yeah. This is a podcast of pegging and shout outs because I forgot we gotta
pegging and shout outs should be the episode.
Pegging and shout outs?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that. That's because the Rocketeer will listen to this and realize we changed it.
And the thumbnail has got to be the guy from that Laugh Factory video. I'll send it to you.
It still will be, yeah. But I was going to shout out Snow Roach, Banfield, and are we just calling Snow Roach now? Are we good with that?
I think so, because that's sort of like his public profile.
Okay.
You know?
All right, we'll go with that then. And then executive producer Sean, who we've yet to pay. And I forgot what we said we were going to pay him. But I
will pay Sean Murray when his job's... Never mind. Sorry, go ahead. What were you saying?
Well, what I love is he texted me the other day. He's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. The timestamps are late." I'm like, "Dog, we haven't paid you yet, and I haven't edited any clips. We're fine. I love you." Also, he made us a Patreon. We'll talk about that off mic. Now we're just getting
Damn it, Sean. All right.
Yeah.
All right. I'm up for paying Sean now.
Hey, I was gonna say, hey. Let's lock in. It's time to riff, baby.
Riff
lock
City
in,
over
John.
here, dude.
It's time to fucking riff.
God! What if Bill Cosby was a cab driver? He'd be like, "Don't take left at the end of the street." No, how's that as a riff?
Sir, but you just took a right. Like, was that not a left?
This is genius.
I'm here for
dude.
it, baby. I'm here for it.
I like that the only thing we're doing with Bill Cosby in this premise is that he just doesn't know his directions. That's it.
No, I went a little bit darker. He knows where he's going.
Oh,
I'll be going left. That was another right. Oh, was it? Hey, why don't you settle down and have some coffee out of this thermos? I could see Bill Cosby going around with a red thermos and a blue thermos. He goes, "I drink out of the red, the blue's for guests." What is that milky-eyed little weirdo up to now? Is he still alive?
I'm opening for him next week, actually.
Oh, rad! All right, that's pretty cool.
I'm looking forward to
it. I hear he's a good hang in the green room.
Well, I know he went back to stand-up after he got out of jail. Like I think he
got
scheduled
out
some
on
shows.
Technicalities, right?
Yeah, technicality. Because I remember Felicia Rashad tweeted like, "Oh, good, a great injustice has been undone," because she thinks he's innocent, and it was like, I was like, no, like on the record, he still did it. You know?
He's technically still guilty of those crimes. He just got out because every now and again, bureaucracy rules.
That being said, Bill, I was gonna say take us with you, but that's gonna be too much. Bill, don't take us with you.
John, let's read the pilot. That's all I'm saying. We're gonna read the pilot and be like, all right. He just needs a couple of wacky delivery guys that show up three episodes a season. That's not bad.
Yeah, walk on roll.
Residues?
Come on,
not bad.
I will say, honestly, we might be equal to Cosby at this point. You know, like, you talk about other canceled guys, like softly canceled guys. Louis C.K. could take us with him. Louis C.K. is more successful than we are. Cosby's not getting booked.
I do think he still gets them residues, though.
Oh, sure, yeah. Cosby, subscribe to the Patreon. How about that?
And I would be, when they say like, "Oh, he's canceled," I'm like, I'm sure the Cosby Show is still playing in Bangladesh, just dubbed over as a motherfucker.
Yeah.
The rest of the world doesn't care.
Dude, my Thai grandma still loves Bill Cosby. She doesn't know anything about that.
Is she in Thailand?
Yeah. But I remember her coming back to visit, and I was looking for TV shows for her to watch. Because she was staying with us for a bit when I was living in Okemos, and she was like, I was like, what do you like? And she's like, I like John Boy. And John Boy that's Little House on the Prairie, but she thinks the show's called John Boy.
Of course.
Oh, no, sorry, that's the Waltons. The Waltons is John Boy.
Okay.
Little House on the Prairie, she would call that by the actual name. And I like Cosby. And I did not have the heart to tell her about Bill Cosby. But then I remembered, I kind of thought, I'm like, if I told her, I don't think she would care. She'd be like,
yeah. Did I ever tell you, stop me if I had, about the nightmare show? It wasn't an actual nightmare, but like on paper it's a nightmare, where Diego and I went to go do an all-women's nursing home at like 2 p.m. in Flint.
Oh.
It was
that didn't go well?
It's like, we get, okay, this will tie back into the old Cosby.
Right.
Diego hits me up to do this like corporate or private gig at a nursing home. I'm like, okay, sure. I'm a hungry young comic. I'd like to make a couple $100. And I'm sorry, I thought I heard something. And I can hear myself through your computer. That's why. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? How was I not noticing that before? Riverside, no notes. So we get to this nursing home, though, and it's just all nice old ladies who are almost passed out or asleep. It's just slumped over in their wheelchairs in the common room. And it goes about as good as you could think, to comics like us trying our hardest to entertain these nice old ladies. And finally, I just look at one of them. I go, I'm sorry, ma'am. I'm trying my best. Maybe if you tell me who your favorite comedian is, I could maybe tell a joke that's, in a similar style to them. And she just goes, I like Bill Cosby. And it was like at the peak of him being criminally charged.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, sweetheart, I don't think there's anything I can do that's
I've been like,
Cosby right now.
Honey, if you want Cosby, I'll show you Cosby.
What we're going to need is some soda water and for you to get me some of those sleeping pills. Oh, man, that's...
That was
Good
dark.
God.
That was a dark riff, Lou. I can't believe you said that just now. That was disgusting, dude.
I don't really like being abandoned on the top of this hill alone.
No, I'm there. I'm there with you, dog. I'm there with you. I'm there with you.
Too late. You can't run halfway down during a battle and then have your buddy be like, "Wait, where are you going?" And be like, "Well, I wouldn't go nowhere. I was
I was doing a
go
bit.
get us more bullets or something."
It was a bit because I started going in that direction, and then you took it, and then I acted like it wasn't even my idea. That's funny.
John, I already told you, I'm slow goes the riff caboose today, dude. I got nothing left, and I haven't muttered on the train yet.
So you're going to the Laugh Factory tonight. What's tonight?
So you can sign up for the open mic, and then shout out C-Dub. He's done like Fresh Faces here like 4 times. So he's gonna introduce me to the person who books that. No notes. Maybe save it for post pod. That's a post pod face if I've ever seen one, John. That's a post pod talk. Yeah.
That's a Patreon talk.
Yeah, that'll be F1 on the Patreon. First episode of Patreon is what the fucking shit did you just say? What the fucking Christ did you just say out loud to me? That's episode 1 of the Patreon. Is what in the fuck?
Hey, shout out C-Dub though. I saw him. I actually saw him.
C-Dub, man.
I saw him crush at Max not that long ago. Like had a really killer set.
Yeah, dude.
Like
he's
two or 3
putting in
weeks
that
ago.
Work.
Yeah.
Does he still go by C-Dub on stage, or is he going?
I've heard him go by both. I think. I don't know. I don't know if there's any consistency there.
Well, he's all C-Dub to me then. But anyway, so I'm meeting up with him. Gonna talk to some people there. I'll sign up to do the mic, and then shout out to some new Chicago dogs, Nick Amika and Will Cunnington. Two good dudes running some stuff in Chicago now, and they run a mic at a bar not far from Laugh Factory called TBD Comedy at Monsignor's. That's a fun Tuesday night mic.
Nick Ameka, he came to Motor City.
Motor City, yeah.
We called him your Wario.
Okay, that's fair. Because when him, Brady Keene, and I were all standing in the hallway together, we did look like brothers. Like it was pretty nuts. We were fucking with people as they'd walk by. They'd be like, "Oh, are you guys like family or something?" And we'd be like, "No, fucking move along." And they'd be like, "Oh, okay." But no, he's our Blastoise.
Yeah, he's great.
And
I like Nick.
Yeah, Brady's little Squirtle, and I'm War Turtle. But anyways, yeah, shout out those boys. That's kind of the Tuesday night, unless I have a show booked or something. And yeah, man. So it's a lovely little evening for comedy.
Yeah.
Then I don't know. I'm thinking about jacking off. I might Jo. You know?
You're thinking about it, like you're
thinking about it.
You're letting it mull over.
I
think I'll tell you what. You should jack off and think about it while you're doing that.
I'm gonna light some candles and see what happens. You know, listen to some Cranberries songs in a candlelit room and just kind of see where the hands go.
Just
dude.
all my dreams, and you're just trying to feel it out with yourself, like tonight.
Do you have to let me finish? You know I'm backed up so. Hey, you know.
You're on top of your riff game there. What are you talking about? You're doing great.
Hey, spurts. You know, my brain's like it's a manual engine that every now and again the clutch pops on. I'm like, oh, there it is. We're in gear now. What do you got going on, huh? Should we
tonight, or are we going to the butt plugs? Because tonight will have passed.
Okay,
but tonight,
what are you up to tonight, baby?
What am I up to tonight? I'm going to a show that I'm on at the Hamlin Pub in Clarkston. I'll be there with Zachy Martina.
That's your rips. Yes.
Yeah, Ella Horwedel will be there too. So
cool.
It'll be fun.
That's a fun.
Yeah.
One. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that. So.
Neat.
Yeah. Are we transitioning into butt plugs from here, or are we?
We could. I was going to ask if you wanted to listen to some Cranberries and FaceTime later.
Yeah. Unrelated to what we were just talking about.
Unrelated. If you want.
Turn on some Cranberries and see what happens. That'd be so. Dude, anytime if I'm at work and somebody's like, "Hey, what's your plan?" You know, if it's like Friday, they're like, "What are you doing tonight?" I'd be like, "Oh, I'll probably just go home, turn on some Cranberries, see what happens."
Yeah, probably watch a couple C. Thomas Howell movies, turn on the Cranberries, and see what happens.
I'll probably watch the movie. I'll probably watch the movie Taxi Driver twice in a row and see what happens.
I'm just gonna bust to the berries, baby. Oh, man.
Bust to the berries could be the episode too.
All right, we keep moving her down the line. I like bust to the berries. Hey, did you know if you listen to the Cranberries, your cum tastes the same? Bad riff alert. It's a bad riff alert.
No, that's a fine riff.
Nah, it's a bad riff, dude.
All right, yeah, you're right. No, that riff sucks.
It's not often. It's wild how many hills I'm dying on alone this episode, though. Must be nice down in the safe valley, you know, just in Safety Valley, waiting for something to float on down.
Dude, I've been teeing you up like crazy this whole time. What are you talking about?
Hell yeah! Well, hey man, you're not wrong. I'm just saying.
Hey, I crashed my car. All right, I'm not. I can sit on the bench for 1 week.
Dog, I think New Orleans changed you.
Yeah, you think
Not
so?
the near-death experience you had before. It was the trip to New Orleans.
Yeah, a little bit. I think it made me more of an asshole. A little bit.
Yeah, you're just living, baby.
I remember you once told me, and this was before we were good friends, you said that I was probably the nicest guy in comedy. And I think I took that and I used that as a safety blanket and allowed all of my worst impulses to come out because I was like, oh, I can do whatever I want. I'm the nicest guy in comedy, and I think I'm very far from the nicest now. You know.
Oh
now that Brady Keene exists, like
it's Brady Keene now. Yeah, but just wait. He's waiting. Once he hears that, he's about to be a little monster.
Yeah. Come on, Brady.
No.
Let's get evil Brady going, dude.
Oh man, evil Brady! Watch out, everybody. He's gonna be eating all your Reese's cups. I'm sorry, Brady. All right, let's get into some buddy plugs.
Sorry. One last thing about Brady. He asked me last night, a couple hours before the show, and we were like pretty fully booked on Crunchies. And he texted me. He's like, "Oh, is it still okay for me and Andrew to come on for us to like hop on Crunchies?" And it was him and Joe Buck, right? And I was like, is it still? Yeah, sure, of course it is. I was like, side note, unrelated. When did you say this to me the first time? And he was like, oh, it was at Eric's house at the bonfire. And I was like, buddy, like, I remember the first 30 minutes of the bonfire. You don't get to like throw at me like, hey, can we hop on the show? And
also,
and I'll remember it.
When was the bonfire?
I was in Ann Arbor for the Matt McClowry weekend. I stayed the night.
Oh,
at
right on.
Eric's.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then, like, it started coming back to me. Like, he definitely did say it, and I'm very good at seeming sober. So I think he probably asked me, and was like, "Oh yeah, no doubt, for sure." And then I just never did anything about it.
Fucking wrecked drunk, looking at the fire, being like, "Oh fuck yeah."
Yeah, when I get drunk enough at parties, I'm like, "Who wants a drop spot at Crunchies?" I just start giving them out. That's
me.
we
drunk. Know it, man. Like, oh no, Johnny's drunk again. He's being loose with stage time. He's offering up that stage time again.
I'll just give it to anybody, dude.
Oh my god, you little stage rat.
Yeah.
All right, let's do some butt plugs. We've been teasing it. What are you shoving in your What you shoving in your schedule here, bud?
All right, well, if this is coming out on Thursday, then tonight, if you're listening on the day of release, I am with Matt Kahn at Redbird Bistro in Cedar Springs, Michigan. It's a dinner and comedy. I'll be featuring for him there. Friday, I'm at Here.Say, Eric Laux' show in Ann Arbor. I'll be there with Nick Earl and a bunch of others. And then I think I'm going to take the week off for Thanksgiving. Then there will be Ozones on Black Friday. Next time you can see me after that, Sam Tallent's show, December 4th at the Independent. Then you can see me at the Independent again, Saturday, December 7th, featuring for Mike Racine. So I'll be around.
Dude. Yeah, that's some healthy dates.
Yeah.
So when this comes out, I will be back in Detroit at my folks' place. So I'll be there through the holiday. So maybe depending on what's going on, John, you know what's up. We'll talk off mic. Taking care of a lot of family stuff. So if I can, I'll sneak out, maybe pop out to one of those shows that hang or weasel on and do a little guesty. Ooh, because this beak, dry. Needs a little water.
Hey, as the guy who's trying desperately to crawl out from under your shadow, I will not allow it.
Dog, you're not.
I'm gonna keep the barbarians at the gates, dude. I'm like, no guest spots.
I have fully yielded to your talent and likability on stage, where I'm like, nah, I'm cool with being the sidekick in the future. Like, Johnny makes millions, but luckily the runoff's enough for me to live comfortably.
Oh, come on. Hey, we'll listen to some Cranberries later and talk about this.
Oh, that's already happening, dude. Don't make me. But let's see. The end of the month. So the 30th, I head down to Indianapolis from Detroit, and I'm headlining. I believe it's called Deviant Brewery in Indianapolis. And then December 1st, I'm at Black Circle Tavern, or Black Circle Brewery. Black Circle. Everybody just calls it Black Circle in Indianapolis, and it fucking rules. It's one of my favorite shows that goes on, the Sunday show there. Then December 8th, I actually got popped onto a Chicago show. So shout out to Joey Bednarski. And I believe the name of the show is Crushes. So I don't have tons of details yet. And then there's a few other shows I might pop on in December around the Chicagoland area. Then late December 28th is my birthday, and we're doing the Louie's Heavy Flow show at the Independent. So it's a mixture of Joanna's show and a Louie and Friends, of which my shadow will be there. What's up, John?
Yeah, I'll be in your shadow there.
Yeah, dude, just whispering, another year closer to the grave, motherfucker.
If everybody wants to see like a perfect Mozart and Salieri impression, just come see me standing behind Louis Michael at that show.
Oh yeah, Lou getting a little longer in the tooth as the shadow gets short. They're like, Yeah. Anyway, so come watch Johnny bury me there, and then bunch of cool stuff in January, but we'll save that for much later in the pods. So that's the plugs, everybody, and we're happy to have them in our butts. So with
Thanks,
that said,
Dad.
you want to, yeah, dude. Thanks, Mr. Mockney.
I'd say we tee off there.
Yeah. All right, let's touch.
Ancient Chinese secret, huh?
I am disturbed by something, and I could use your take on
Okay.
it. So big city gymnasiums, some etiquette it's a little loose. Let's just say that. Locker room etiquette's a little loose, and there's a guy I've nicknamed, and it's because I don't know his name, so I just call him how I sees him. I've nicknamed him Sloppy Titties, and he's not fat. He just is sloppy looking.
Okay.
And like tall, kind of lanky guy, skin hanging off his bones, long, wet-looking, white-ish hair, and he just skulks around the locker room, and it's fine. I don't think he means no harm. But yesterday, he brandished a yesterday in the locker room, he brandished a banana and lotion, and then went into the hot room, the sauna. And I didn't like that. I didn't like it at all. Because like a locker room already kind of feels like maybe you don't eat in there. It's like bathroom rules. Like,
Yeah.
And then definitely eating in a sauna
Where it's hot.
That's the behavior of the criminally insane.
No, that's crazy. Actually, I don't even.
Dude.
I don't even eat in the sun. If it's too sunny, I don't eat.
Dude, he had like a clownishly huge bottle of lotion in one hand and then a banana in the other. And it was like, yeah, dude, I'm getting in the sauna.
I like thinking he probably comes into the sauna. He's holding the banana and the lotion, and he's super psyched.
Dog.
And then he walks in, and then he sees you, and he's like, I guess I'm just going to eat the banana. That's the only thing I was planning on doing.
I can't do like public saunas at commercial gyms anymore because it's just a breeding ground for weirdos to be like, I'm doing some odd shit in here, like lathering up. Also, do you eat the banana first or do you lotion up? And I was talking with Bustler about this. I didn't even make the joke of him lotioning the banana and fucking his own ass because I'm like, that would be the most appropriate maneuver for him to do. I'd be like, oh, okay, he's just. But I'm like, he's not going to do that. He's just going to add to the wetness of his body. Because lotion and sweat, what are you doing, dude?
Yeah.
I hated all of it.
Well, look, he's on a path that it's not up for you or I to decide on the outcome.
I don't know, man. I guess just shout out sloppy titties. And I'll keep
Shout out sloppy titties. He might. Maybe it was the guy who fell off the stage at the Laugh Factory.
Well, then
He's around.
God, yeah, my God. Anyways, all right, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I mean,
there's a usual suspects like ending to this story where it was actually you with the banana and the lotion.
Yeah.
And you're gonna walk away from the podcast and just slowly pick up the banana and lotion.
I'm gonna stand up, and you're just gonna see a banana peel behind me and a huge bottle of lotion.
And I'm like, and I hear it all playing back in my head, the entire story.
Sloppy.
Banana.
What are we naming this app? What do you want to name it?
Oh man, we pitched a couple of things. Go with your heart, man. Well, pegging and shoutouts was one of them.
Pegging and shoutouts. All right.
Yeah, I feel like we hit a better one, and then I forgot what it was. But
maybe I'll find it in post. If not, pegging and shoutouts. I got the thing. So, all right, buddy. I'm gonna end it here.
All right, pal.
All right.